Busy skies over the UK. Nearly 270 million passengers travelling for work and pleasure. Supporting more than 1 million jobs, UK aviation is the third largest market in the world, behind only China and the United States. And it's predicted that by 2030, UK airspace, the invisible infrastructure above our heads, will need to handle 3.1 million aircraft movements and 350 million passengers every year. Since 2005, almost 500 new aircraft have been introduced into service by UK airlines. That's almost £40 billion worth of investment. Modern aeroplanes like this A321 have sophisticated navigation and positioning systems, but they are forced to fly in airspace patterns that were designed in the 1960s. The team of air traffic controllers at Manchester Airport handle up to 700 takeoffs and landings a day.
If you imagine if we hadn't changed the roads, apart from doing the odd bit of a junction change here and there, since 1960, you can imagine the congestion you'd be faced with. We absolutely now have to look to that airspace, the infrastructure, in the same way as the road network, to be modernised so that it reflects the demands that are placed on it and operates in the most efficient way.
Without modernisation, by 2030, 1 in every 3 flights will be delayed by more than half an hour. Modern aeroplanes have GPS systems which accurately fix their position to within a few metres. It means aircraft can fly closer together, but still remain safely out of each other's way. Planes no longer need to navigate in straight lines between ground-based beacons. They can use satellite navigation to fly curved routes that are more direct, with lower fuel emissions and shorter flight times.
One of the frustrations as an operator is that we have invested literally billions across the European aviation market in equipping aeroplanes with a very high standard of technical capability. And I think it's probably fair to say right now that it's not being used to its full advantage because of other restrictions within airspace design. Our prime concern is safety, but the aeroplanes are tremendously capable and we're not yet being able to use them in the way that actually they could be used.
Noise from low-flying aircraft can have a significant impact on people living under flight paths. Aeroplanes are quieter than they've ever been, but more planes could mean more noise. Modernising airspace could even out the burden amongst local communities. The key to successfully changing the UK's airspace in a way that prioritises safety, meets growing demand, minimises emissions and noise, and respects local residents is through consultation. At Manchester, relations are already well established.
I think here at Manchester we're in a very good position because of the community relations that we already have through the community relations team here. The team have outreach meetings which are held out in the community at village halls or church halls, and that allows the residents to come in and express their concerns to the airport about whatever the issue is.
So at Manchester Airport, we're determined to make sure that we drive efficient operations from our airport. We minimise fuel burn at our airports, which is important for the environment, but also we actually operate in a way which ensures that we minimise the impact on the local communities that surround us.
It's the model for meeting the complex demands of more people wanting to fly against the concerns of people who live nearby.
We want more aeroplanes. Do we want to fly over more people's houses? No. I mean, what we want to do is we want to design how we get those aeroplanes through the airspace in the most balanced approach we can. That's why airspace design is important, is about trying to make sure that if we're going to move more aeroplanes, we do it in a way that has the minimal impact possible for our local communities. They're important to us. Let's face it, they're actually our customers at the airport as well.